I'll give it to him this time, considering it does seem like clockwork that it wouldn't be a year without heavy metal culture if someone wasn't going after the throat of Ghost and harboring so much satanic panic that they're about to burst at the seams. So obviously Ghost has always played around with Satanism as an image and as a concept, and they've always tried to stir up that controversy through their music, so this is not the first time, it is very much not the first time that they have gone through the allegations of being satanic or that sort of thing. But regardless, it is really fun when you see someone that is not involved with metal at all in like the mainstream going after Ghost. Now, Mariana Cross has been blowing up in recent memory because of TikTok. It got released, what, 4 years ago at this point, and it was a really big song at the time, and of course, you did have a lot of people saying that it was religious sacrilege and it was blasphemous. And who's going after it now and who's giving it more of this negative publicity? Michael Knowles of the fucking Daily Wire. Now, I consider myself open-minded. I enjoy following a lot of political people, whether it's left, right, centrist. I don't really care. I don't like to close my mind off to certain ideas, but I can easily say that in terms of the takes that he has, in terms of how he executes them, how he approaches things, just the way he communicates his information, everything from his public speeches to his videos to everything. I'm not really a Daily Wire fan, but Michael Knowles definitely ranks like at the fucking bottom. And you know that's saying something when you have Matt Walsh on your team. Michael Knowles recently made this video. It's getting around 100,000 views currently, and it's still going up and up and up, talking about this. And the whole video opens up with his little smug ass looking at his papers and being like, "My producer said that I should check this out because I've heard it's religious sacrilege. It's blasphemous, and I've been really curious." Which, obviously, it is extremely funny that they are this late to the party on Mariana Cross, but they probably just know it's popular, and, of course, the type of demographic that Michael Knowles fans usually fit into, they're going to snugly latch onto the misinformation that he paints about this song, which, that's the big thing. He got the entire fucking point of the song wrong. Ghost has always used Christianity, Satanism, God, Jesus, whatever it may be, in this case Mary, as some sort of like image to sort of portray something. And obviously there are double entendres, and they're risque, they're sketchy, they're sitting on the fringe of stuff. And coming from like a rock and metal background, I'm just really surprised that in the year 2024 we're getting 1970s satanic panic all over again. Like, this is like Ed Sullivan, Elvis Presley levels of just stupidity. It's fucking asinine. It makes no sense. There are no good points that Michael Knowles makes in this entire video. And it is abundantly clear that whatever producer sent him this, or whatever research was done about this, it was literally just picked up because of some headline they saw or some video that they saw on TikTok, and they ran with it because they wanted to put buzzwords in it for their sheep audience. It's just so clear that they did no research on Ghost, their background, why they write what they do, how they came about this, their entire history, or just the bare fucking minimum. Go to a fucking Wikipedia page. You are giving information to hundreds of thousands, millions of people depending on the video, and you are giving them information that is not only misguided, but just not properly researched. If there was some sort of concrete like point or explanation or way that he approached this in a way, I could understand that, because number one, I'm a fucking Christian. Number two, I like hearing other people's opinions even if I disagree with them. But I'm so sick of seeing people, whenever it comes to like metal and rock, when they're a detractor of this happened way fucking back decades and decades ago. It gives me a headache. Claiming they're holier than thou because something is used as like religious imagery and they consider it sacrilege and blasphemy. Do y'all not know where fucking Black Sabbath's name came from? Do you even know what that term means? Do you know some of Dio's songs and some of what he wrote, Holy Diver not being the least of which? Everything Ozzy did, all of the shit Rolling Stones did. Do you need me to keep going down this list? What about Death? What about Possessed? What about Venom? What about King Diamond and Bathory? The same motherfuckers that will portray it and proclaim that they don't make music like they used to and wave their fucking sticks in the air and stand up on their soapboxes to preach their shit, they will not even know the history of the shit that they are standing behind, and not only how hypocritical it sounds, but just the stupidity of their statements. Ghost has always toyed around with religion, no matter what it is. They've always used it as the centerpiece of their music, and the reason that I know that they did not research jack shit about about this band is this is one of the most tame songs when it comes to this sort of theme. Ghost probably has 10, 15 songs that are more satanic if this is what you're going to define as it. Have you ever seen any of their other live shows? Have you ever seen any of their other albums? Go listen to half the shit off Prequel, and then we'll talk about Satanic Panic. If you want to have a well-articulated argument, and you want to push back against a movement or a band or an artist that you particularly don't agree with because you think that they're going against your beliefs and the natural state of order and world and what you think it should constitute, I have full respect for that. You're valid, and regardless of if I agree or not, I'll listen to your points, maybe we can have a discussion, that sort of thing. But when you have such a platform and such influence, and this is the bullshit that you're crapping out with such misguided information and a complete lack of research that is abundantly clear to anyone who knows the smallest grain iota of information about ghost or metal or rock or where the roots come from or what they are paying homage to, considering that they are an 80s and 70s influenced heavy metal and rock band. All of the bands I listed, all of the thrash metal scene, Slayer, Metallica, Anthrax, Megadeth, there are so many bands, and don't even get me started on the grunge movement in the 1990s. Are you gonna say that all of those bands are satanic and evil? This is the bullshit that fucking helicopter parents and grandmas would say back in the 1980s when they didn't understand what their fucking grandchildren were listening to. And I hate to generalize it. It makes me upset. It makes me generally miffed because this isn't just some random person selling this. This is some people's first interaction with ghosts. This is some people's first interaction with this type of music, and they're gonna eat it up hook, line, and sinker because it's so easy to sell something when you have the conviction to back it, and when you're smug and sitting there with your little papers and being like, my producer told me to listen to this because I've heard it's sacrilege. It's like, my God. Oh Lord, some of their fans dressed up like nuns and their background looks like a church. My Lord. Religion has always been a centerpiece of just about every sort of genre you can call out. The only reason that Ghost is garnering this is simply because they're a metal or rock band that looks scary on paper. That is the sole reason. Because if Michael Knowles truly cared about making sure that Christianity stayed strong, which it's just bullshit, it's contrived, it is clearly trying to manipulate a narrative, it's clearly trying to spread an agenda, and I don't ever want to diss anyone's religion or Christianity, especially considering me being a Christian, I don't have any judgment when it comes to other Christians. I can just critique them as people and how they approach, I guess, exercising their religion and how they approach putting their religion out there. This type of bullshit and this type of media presence is the exact reason that the reputation of Christianity is tanked, and it puts such a bad reputation on the backs and a target on the head of so many metalheads and rock fans who are Christian, who are Muslim, who are Buddhist, whatever it may be. And if Michael Knowles truly cared about keeping the lifeblood of this together, he would be going after dozens of the rap and pop songs that use Satan as an image or use it as some sort of thematic element. It literally just comes down to what Ghost is and some wacky-ass producer thinking that he could get a couple of buzzwords in about it, because there is nothing added to this conversation after I watch this Michael Knowles video. What are your guys' opinions of this? You can go watch the Michael Knowles video after this if you'd like to come back and give your opinion on it. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to join the review family today, and smash that notification bell to be notified of my future uploads. You know who it is, my name is Jay Morris, and I'm signing off saying farewell.